Alright, so in this video I'm going to be mainly focusing more on PHPmyAdmin. I'm just going to show some of the parallels between the two interfaces and show you, they're directly connected. It's PHPmyAdmin is just strictly a graphical front end for MySQL. We're going to sign in. Our username will just be root, and then put in our password. Click the X on that, get rid of that. And here you can see, it shows us on the side here some information about the infrastructure that we're using, the web server, the server version, that sort of thing. And then on this other side here you can see the databases. This is the database that we made in the previous video. If you click on it, it will take you into the tables. So you can see here's the table that we made in the previous video. And if we wanted to, we could click on it and see what's in the table. So we know that when we created the table on the command line, we added Ryland Gatto and we added Seamus Verboven. So if I click on that, sure enough, there's Ryland Gatto and Seamus Verboven. And if we went back and we pulled up that insert query, we could put in another name. We could put in Nick Larson. Just press enter. Okay, and we can run our select all from Ryland Gatto's table, and sure enough, there is Nick Larson. So why this is showing number 6 is because I was playing around with the databases and I added 3 people in there, and then I got rid of them as well. So there has been 5 total people added to the database before Nick Larson was added, but then I got rid of them. So Nick Larson will now be the 6th person added. So that's just kind of why that's 6 instead of 3. So now I'm going to go ahead and click browse, and that's just going to refresh it, and we can see here I entered Nick Larson in the command line, but now in PHPmyAdmin, sure enough, there he is. And similarly, we can go up to the top, click on insert, and see we have here, this will insert an ID for us, and then this is asking for a name, so we want to insert the value just for the name. And we're going to put in Brady Scott, and go ahead and press go. So you can say one row inserted one row ID, row ID number 7, and then you can see this is the query it gave the MySQL server. So to insert on the command line, we put in this query right here to insert, but then PHPmyAdmin just makes the query and sends it electronically for us, so we don't have to worry about it interfacing with the command line. Now, I'm just explaining to you how PHPmyAdmin works. This is not how you directly use PHPmyAdmin in a practical setting. However, this is strictly so you can understand PHPmyAdmin as a whole. So if we went back and we looked at browse, now we could see there's our 7th guy, Brady Scott. And if we went back to our command line, we could just press up and get our select query, press enter, and sure enough, there's Brady Scott. So you can see doing a lot of the work in PHPmyAdmin saves a lot of the tediousness of creating stuff and writing it all out with raw MySQL. So this is one of the advantages of using PHPmyAdmin, and one of the things that when I started learning about databases, I didn't really have an idea kind of even what a database was. This really helped me kind of establish a good database, use it functionally in my application that I was using it in. So the next thing that I'm going to show is just right here, there's creating a table. If you just click right there, you can come in give it a table name. So in this case, we'll put RGTB2, and then we need a primary key, or something to identify what order things are coming into our table. So we'll give it an ID, and that's going to be an integer, of course. And then we're going to take in, I guess we'll take in a last name, and then that's going to be a varchar characters. We're going to give that a cap of 100, and then for length and value underneath ID, we're not going to put anything because we want our table to be able to grow exponentially. For as many times people want to add their last name to our table, we want to be able to accept it. So underneath last name, we're going to put collation, and you're going to go down to I think it's UTF-8. Yes, it is UTF-8. UTF-8 bin. So just select that. Then you can come down, and we want our ID to auto increment every time somebody inserts a last name into our table. So we got that going. You can comment, definitely you can comment if you want, and just say this column, or this field is for people's last name. So we're going to go down. You can enter more table content comments if you'd like, but I mean, realistically, this is strictly development, so nobody is actually going to know or need to know what's going on in your table. So you can hit save. Now you can come to the side and you see RGTB, RGTB2. You can click on that, and we have an ID, we have a last name. Now if we go to our command line, go back, and we'll just type in show tables, and you can see it created the other table, and we'll go select all from RGTB2 semicolon. It says empty set, there's nothing in there. Go ahead and insert into our table, and it's asking for varchar. We'll give it a value of Gato, and for Bovin, boom. So you can see it added Gato, it added Verbovin, 2 rows inserted row ID number 2. We can go back to looking at our table, and sure enough we have Gato and Verbovin. Same thing, I'll make this quick. Select all, and all star means in computer programming it's bring in all, or we want to select all or represent everything from RGTB2, and there you go. So that's pretty much it for PHPmyAdmin videos. That was just kind of to give an idea how to create tables, how to insert, and there's obviously a lot more to it. I'll touch on that more in future videos. It's just I just kind of wanted to get everybody set up and up to speed on how to get this development environment situated, get your infrastructure down before we actually start developing an application or whatever you'd like to develop. Alright, thanks for watching. The next video is going to be installing GitHub, setting up the GitHub repository, setting up Git on the computer through the command line using apt-get. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.